All right, class, first off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So, today's lesson is going to be about the Enigma machine. This is probably one of my favorite lessons to teach about because this machine, even though it looks very simple, was so complex and so amazing. Really, the design of it was amazing. And it's just sad that it was the Nazis that had this machine. And at the time, it was considered unbreakable. There's no way anyone could break this code, and you're going to see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the warm up, which actually ends up being this background picture. All right, so what do you think this artist is trying to say about the Nazis? Now, before you really look at this, um, to be honest, I don't know what this is. I just know that that person looking thing, it's a Nazi. It does look like they have wings, right? Like an airplane wings. They have a gas mask on, if you guys can tell that, and they have a Nazi helmet. I'm thinking that back area is their hand. I can see like the little digits, the knuckles. So I'm thinking that's a person, but with airplane wings, I guess. So all right, because I had a lot of students in class that are asking, like, what is that thing? Is that like a fly or what the heck is that? So it's a Nazi. Okay. So what do you think they're trying to say? So look at the background. Look at the Nazi creature thingamajigger. Look how they are, their stance, you know, and look at the colors. The color, especially the foreground, background. Look at all that stuff. Okay. When you're answering this. Okay. So think about it. Write your response, okay? Because we're moving on in three, two, one. So that machine right there in that picture, that is the Enigma machine. It's a device used by the German military command to encode strategic messages during World War II. Now, here's the thing about this machine. This thing was not created during World War II or right before World War II. No, this thing was like already like right before World War II began, maybe like 15 years old already. This thing was created in 1923 by Edward Elgar. And again, the purpose of making this was not for military use, but rather just regular commercial use. I mean, anyone could have used this. Okay. Now, like I said, to a lot of people, they see this box and it's like the size of like a laptop, maybe even smaller. And they're like, it's a typewriter. What's so big and beautiful and unique about this thing? No, 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 no. There's so much integral parts inside, which made it difficult to break this code. So you could really this with this machine, if you and another friend like miles away had each one of you guys had one of these things, you could send a message to one another, and unless somebody had the key code, another person, they could never crack the code. Okay. And like basically, if you look at the machine, if you press the button, another light would come on, you know, and then you can decipher the code. Okay. But again, like I said, without the code, it's basically impossible, and you're going to see why in a second. So inside that box, there's three rotors. That there's five in total, but there's three particular rotors you had to pick from. And each of these rotors had 26 positions. I mean, they're like letters. Okay, 26 letters in the alphabet. And with the plug board, there was 10 pairs of letters connection. So at the front part, you have to put these little two connectors in. Okay, and it brought up to 10 pairs. Now, when you press a button, like say you press A, the light might turn to C. You press A again, it might then go to T. Press it again, it might go to R. You know, it just jumped around. It was very, very random, you know. So that's where the hard part comes in because if you did the math And you look at that number right there, that really long number in that second part, that's actually a real number you can actually say. That is 158 quintillion, 962 quadrillion, 555 trillion, 217 billion, 826 million, 360,000 different possibilities that you can use on that machine. So that's why I say it's impossible to break that. So here's the thing, some Polish mathematicians actually found a way to break the code, you know. But the thing is, this is if there's the Nazis just used one setting. That's it. They never changed it. And they basically told the British decoder people, hey, this is how you get the code if the Nazis don't change it. But the thing is, the Nazis realized the same thing. Like, hey, there's a problem with this because you can't actually break the code um, if the numbers don't change. The key card thing never changes. So to make things difficult, the Nazi changed the code every single day at midnight. Okay. So that meant that every day these British decryptors, um, cryptographers would try to break the code. They'd have to go through 158 quintillion possibilities every day. Now, just to show you how ridiculous this code is, if you got like 10 guys and had them check a code, a sequence, one sequence a second for every second, every day, 24 hours straight, every 7 days a week, for our whole year, it would take basically 20 million years for them to go through every single code, every single possibility, just to break one. Thing is, the Nazis change it every day. So they're, you know, it's so random, these poor guys. And the thing is, um, they tried every day to try to break this code and never happened. The Nazis were so confident in their code, they basically broadcasted their code to everybody. It wasn't like, oh, turn to channel 3 on this and that on your radios. And, no, they put it to where people, anyone with a radio, can turn the dial and pick up the code. And they can hear, okay, that's an A, this is a, and, they couldn't break the code. That's how confident the Nazis were. And like I said, they had basically 18 hours a day to try to break the code, and they could not do it. Okay, because again, right at midnight, all the work they did, all that 18 hours of trying to break that code, is done for, gone. We start a new day. So there was a mathematician named Alan Turing, and he had an idea of creating a device, a machine, if you will, that could do math faster than humans. Now, this device or machine had never been invented before. No one knew what it was, what to call it, or anything. We nowadays call this device a computer. So Turing and his group of people basically making this machine, and they called it Bombi, and that's a picture of it right there. Okay, and they're trying to break the code, so they're putting the codes in what they're getting, and the machine's spinning, trying to figure out the code, right? And it's not getting it. It's not getting it. So they're like, oh my gosh, what more could we do? This machine's supposed to figure it out. And then it dawns on them. How do the Nazis end every conversation? Every phone call, every letter, every message, you know, every face to face encounter? How do they always end it? And they end it with Heil Hitler. So what they did is then went to the machine and basically said, okay, so for this code thing right here, this H, it said that this H was an A. So boom. Okay, turn the thing for I. turn this for T, this one for L, this one for E, this one for R. And all of a sudden, in like 20 minutes, the machine, after turning and trying to go through possibility, goes, got it. Next day, same thing. They put in the IHITLER. 20 minutes, boom, got the code. They realized this machine works. It broke the code. So they were excited, joyful. They broke the impossible. They built the first computer that broke the code. But there's a problem. The problem was they couldn't tell the Allies. Um, they couldn't tell anyone that they broke the code. They couldn't do anything to save the lives of soldiers. Because the thing is, if the Germans knew that the code had been compromised, the British broke the code, then they might cut off all communications. You know, they might alter the machine. They might go with a different form of communication. Now, a student in class asked me, well, how would they know? Well, because you have to remember, the Nazis, they have been keeping an eye everywhere. And they've set up ambushes and things like that in the planes and submarines and things like that. So if, let's say, the Nazis are like right here, and you got a allies coming straight towards them, right? And they're gonna get killed. If all of a sudden they just turned around, went somewhere else, or turned really quick and moved elsewhere, either way, is that kind of suspicious? Why would they turn all of a sudden? There's nothing else out there. Why would they turn? And that's where the problem would be. They didn't want the Nazis to know, we know what you're saying. We know what your messages are saying. So what they had to do is let sometimes some people die. They had to let people get captured by the Nazis. But when they could save people, they did. So instead of, let's say the Nazis have an ambush right here, but then there's like another city out here, they might tell the Allies, don't go straight to there, go towards that city. Like way up here, start turning toward that city. Get supplies. Radio in saying you need supplies, gasoline. You guys need a rest, something. You know, just get there. Don't go keep going south. Don't keep going straight because you're going to run into that ambush where the Nazis are. Now the thing is, the Nazis, they broke our codes quite easily. They're very smart people, and so if the Allies sent messages saying, "Hey, our troops need to rest. We need to get fuel or more ammunition. We're going to be in this town." That didn't sound as suspicious because hey, they need supplies. They need this. They're ready to go in. You know, so that's how they saved people's lives. You know, telling them, "Hey, try going to this area instead. This is more strategic area instead of going to this other place where that other place the Nazis would have traps, they would have ambushes set up, things like that." Okay. Now the thing is, nobody knew that the code was broken. It was remained like top secret. Nobody knew until the 1970s. And these guys like Alan Turing, that picture you see right there, were finally recognized for what they did. So yeah, it took a while for them to be recognized. So hopefully you enjoyed this lesson. Hopefully you learned something new. Uh, don't forget, guys, you have your projects that you need to get done. Okay, so don't slack off on that. Be sure you get it done because again, if you don't get it done, there's the chances of you passing with a good grade is very slim, very very slim. Okay, so be sure you get that done. Again, you can research a battle, research a person, create a propaganda poster, and if you need that paper with the instructions and stuff, let me know. Or if you have any questions, let me know in class. Okay, so you guys, you take care, you be safe, and I'll see you guys later.